Hello and welcome to another Pauper video. Today we're playing Blue-White Familiars, my favorite deck, and we're playing what I'm calling stock Blue-White Familiars. So this is what I would play if I were going to play an event today, tomorrow, or in 20 seconds when I play the league. So if you're not familiar with Familiars, it's a creature that's an 0/3 that makes green and blue. Spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, making our whole deck way cheaper. We're going to go over the top of our opponent with mana advantage. Eventually, Ghostly Flicker costs just 1 mana, and you can flicker Archaeomancer in an island forever to make infinite life with God for Us Faithful. We're not playing any combo win condition otherwise, but you can also flicker 2 Archaeomancers to get back infinite snaps to snap your opponent's creatures forever, and then attack with your Modern Ages and your Mulldrifters and beat down. The mana base, I'm playing 20 lands instead of 19, 4 Chanceries, and a split of 2 Landscape and 2 Ash Barrens. They both have their own reasons they're good, like Landscape turn 1 is better than Ash Barrens turn 1, but Ash Barrens for an untapped source is pretty good. And then I really like 6 cantrips personally. I like 4 Modern Ages, and then we can fill that out with Deep Analysis and Alorian Revealed. The main thing that I'm doing here is I am saying no to the opponent. Counterspell. We are going to counter your spell. No, you can't have it. Then in the sideboard, I really want to counter some more spells, so I'm playing Exclude. Counter target creature spell, draw a card. This card is actually pretty good versus emblem decks, also potentially pretty good against the red-green monsters decks, which is why I'm bringing it in. And we're playing a full 4 of these. Exclude, also pretty good against Basking Brood-Scale. If it never hits the table, they can't combo. We also have 2 more Prohibits. Prohibit, not very good versus red-green monsters, but it's a really good spell against the Brood-Scale decks. Also can just counter the Brood-Scale for 1 mana. And in order to fit this, we're going down on Dust to Dust. I mean, not on the Dust to Dust Revoke package with 4 Dust to Dust and 1 Revoke, hoping to use our cantrips to find the Dust to Dust specifically and say no to our affinity opponent. And then we have 4 Hydroblast to say no to our red opponent. So this ends up being more of a controlling blue-white deck, but I find it super fun to play. So hopefully you will also like it. If you're interested in getting the sideboard guides for Familiars, check out patreon.com/kalikaiz. If you want to do a deck donation or anything like a brew challenge based on the last video, check out the Patreon as well. I would be happy to do that kind of thing. It's super fun. And we also want to remind you to check out cardmarket.com, the largest seller of Magic the Gathering cards in Europe. And make sure to like and subscribe. I think that's it from me. Let's hop into the league. Round 1, we're on the play. This hand is fine. Let's keep it. The problem is we don't have any card draw, but we have Double Faithful, we have Snap, we have Familiar. Counterspell is not great with only 1 island, but our plan is probably just to go island pass, and then cycle 4 planes. Our opponent appears to be on burn with their Chandra avatar, so maybe Godforsaken's Faithful will be pretty good. Not burn, it's blue. Going to guess that it's a mono blue terror deck, but we'll see. So I'm going to try to get the Sunscape Familiar out underneath the counter. We did not draw lands or card draw, which is a problem. It is mono blue terror. I'm a good guesser, I guess. Plays an island of a different art, so you can tell that they just imported the deck into their let's go God for Us Faithful. So what happens on Magic Online is if you import a deck, it just autofills it with the lands that you have. Okay, we're passing. I'm a little bit concerned here about a Boomerang, but I have Snap on Faithful to untap and counterspell. They cycle a Dragon Wings, so they can make their terror have flying. Pretty nice. They have 3 in the graveyard for a terror. They play an island and pass the turn. My turn. I find a Thraben Charm. So I could maybe Thraben charm them on their upkeep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see what they do. No attacks. So I was hoping that Thraben Charm could be pretty good versus this deck. They're brainstorming. That'll be 5. And then they can cast a terror now. But I still think I want to go for the Thraben Charm. They could have Counterspell plus 2, 3, 4. Let's see what they do. They cycle Alorian Revealed. Okay, so now I can just go ahead and Thraben Charm them. Donk. And then they can't spell pierce me. If they have a dispel, I can snap the faithful. Okay, they continue to have 7 cards in hand, but now they don't have a graveyard, so they can't tear me out. Plays a Delver. Pretty much fine, I think. Another familiar. Well, I'm gonna try to snap the Delver and then see if I can put the Mancer and get back the Snap or the Thraben Charm. They might have a counterspell, and if they do, we'll go Faithful into Familiar. They don't have a counterspell, so we'll try just tap this in case of a boomerang, right? We'll go Familiar, play a Faithful, then go Archaeomancer. Hopefully they don't have counterspell here. But we couldn't really do anything because we're pinched on blue mana anyway. They've got the counterspell. Oh, darn. So we're fully set up. We got the mana engine online. We're just waiting to do something. Our opponent also just not doing anything right now. Plays a Delver again. Let's turn off the upkeep stop. Deep Analysis would be good for me. If they boomerang my land, I'll be sad, but I can just replay it. Okay, found an island. We're going to attack with the Faithful to send a message. Yeah, I'm in charge here. Okay, your turn. Okay, they're going to Brainstorm. Let's just counterspell the Brainstorm. I don't really have anything else going on. It's probably not the correct play to counterspell the Brainstorm there, but maybe it won't flip. They reveal a Brainstorm anyway. Gets in for 3. Because I should have probably saved it to try to resolve a Muldrifter at some point. Okay, we have a Preordain. It's pretty good. We're looking for Deep Analysis. They counter the Preordain. We're not looking... Oh, yeah. This is the way. You find Deep Analysis into Muldrifter. Oops. Let's just Deep Analysis here. Now, once again, kind of worried about a Spell Pierce, so if I don't draw a land, I probably should not cast the Deep Analysis from the graveyard. Just, okay, Preordain I think I can cast. I want to counterspell that with the Spell Pierce, I guess it's fine. Okay, we find a Chancery and a Lorien Revealed, so I think I'm taking both. I haven't boomeranged anything yet. We're just going to pick up the plains. You really want to maximize the number of blue sources in play. So right now we have 4 blue sources. We don't really want to play this plains out, but we will if we need to. Opponent Brainstorms. So I don't think my deck is super well prepared versus the Terror deck, and I think they're pretty good at stuffing us regardless. Thraben Charm there was a really good rip, obviously. That's one of the things I think you could just go up on if you want to have more of those. Do I need... We're drawing... I don't even know what we're drawing anymore. Oh, Lorien Revealed. I do think I need this, so I'll keep it. One of the ways that we can actually defeat the mono blue deck is to just go way too high in life. Let's start with a Deep Analysis. Guess I just go float the white mana. We're going to draw into the Faithful. Down to Modern Age, I can use that to get rid of the plains. And later on I can trade with the Insectal Aberration. Okay. Can try for a Muldrifter. And if they counter it, then, you know, they were going to counter it anyway. If they have a Spell Pierce and not a counter spell, they can't Spell Pierce the Muldrifter, whereas they could Spell Pierce the Lorien Revealed. They Thought Scour, targeting themselves. Milling double boomerang, yes. This is the way. Love it. Thank you for milling your boomerangs over. Very helpful. So I could save this land to pitch to the Modern Age, but I think it's better to just put lands in play. And we'll pass the turn. Grab an island. I don't think I'm going to trade with the Insectal Aberration. I'm gaining 2 life every blue spell. Here comes the Terror crew. Terror, terror. How many more terrors you got? 3, 4, 5? Terror, terror, terror. Sorry. This feels like that's how terror should be said. Terror, terror, terror. Okay, so I'm going to attack you for 2. Let's get in for my dinky 2 damage. The nice thing is, with the amount of Faithfuls in play, we don't really care that much about the terrors. Let's get rid of your... Well, start with the Lorien Revealed, I guess. Draw 3 cards. Then if they have a counterspell, we have a counterspell. And then if they have a Spell Pierce, we snap something and pay for the Spell Pierce. They did not. Okay, let's go Moldrifter Ephemerate then. So just gaining life. That's 4 life so far. That's 1 terror hit. We'll draw 2 cards off the Moldrifter, hit it with an Ephemerate. They've got a counterspell. Let's try a counterspell. I feel like they have a Spell Pierce. If they don't, I would be surprised. No Spell Pierce. Okay, so let's get rid of this for the moment. Or I could snap my old Moldrifter and gain more life, draw more cards. I'll do that. Snap the Drifter. Untap these lands. And then I can play another Familiar. And then the Moldrifter costs 2 mana. Okay, we drew a lot of cards, we gained a lot of life, we're at 34. Currently they have 13 power in play. A Mental Note, Milling Thought Scour, and Cryptic Serpent. Okay, so that's another Serpent in the graveyard that we don't have to deal with, which is great. Post board, they're probably going to be bringing in the Murmuring Mystic to try to go wide. They get in for 13. That's no blocks for me. Easy. We've almost gotten to the point where we're just making basically infinite life. They cast the Lorien Reveal, drawing 3 cards. Plays an Island and a Delver. So Spell Pierce available again, or was available until they played the Delver. But, you know, it's a possibility now. Ephemerate the Moldrifter. Draw some cards. Modern Age Online. Faithful. Think I'm going to play the Familiar just because it makes everything 1 mana. I enjoy. And then why don't I just snap the Moldrifter. Untap. Play Archaeomancer. We'll grab the Ephemerate for snap, and then I will blast these Delvers. I should probably Ephemerate for a counterspell, to be honest. Get rid of this Delver that flipped already. Doink. Untap. I feel like maybe just going over the top of them here is fine. Could also get rid of a Terror. Let's Ephemerate for snap anyway. And then I can draw extra cards by going Drifter, Snap, Drifter. Just tons and tons and tons of mana. Tons of everything. Nap the Drifter. Even drew an Archaeomancer, I can get the counterspell now. And now I have just tons of white mana floating. Cast the Moldrifter. Going to bajillions of life. Play the Archaeomancer. Grab the counterspell. Oh, I should Thraben Charm, huh? Yeah, let's just Thraben Charm. Just exile your graveyard. Yoink. I mean, I don't really have to do anything specifically here. I'm just taking actions, which I love. Just take actions. We have another Archaeomancer in the graveyard. Let's get rid of another balanced land. Play the Mortuary Mire. Grab the Archaeomancer. Draw some more cards. And attack for 2. We have to get rid of the mana first. Okay, we attack for 2. No graveyard again. We're back to 48. Okay, they find a non-spell. Looks like it was a land, maybe. Oh, they're going to attack for 10. Okay. We'll go to 38. Plays a Mental Note, Milling Spell Pierce and Brainstorm. There's a Spell Pierce I was afraid of the whole time. It's just in their deck. Plays another Delver. Another Delver. 3 cards in hand. And we can start just murdering their Tolarian Terrors, it looks like. Let's Ephemerate a bunch. I guess I really need to find the Flicker, and then I can get rid of their whole board. Get back the Ephemerate. So with multiple Ephemerates in play, we can easily play through multiple counterspells because they have to counterspell the Ephemerate. I just have more. And then I have the Archaeomancer. Okay, we loot. Get rid of a Plains. That'll take us down on white mana. I just get rid of the landscape for now. Play an island. Let's guess play the Archaeomancer, grabbing the counterspell first. So this sets me up to be protected from my Ephemerates. Counterspell. Boomerang and Moldrifter. Okay, I'll draw 2 cards off the Moldrifter. I think maybe going for the Boomerang on their turn while I was tapped out would have been better. Because you could have blown up my bounce lands. I mean, Boomerangs, huh? Well, I think I will Ephemerate my Archaeomancer and snap my Moldrifter. Kind of building up some mana. Snap. Unfortunately, they think maybe they can deck me. I guess it's a possibility. I just have to get my Ephemerate. Counterspell in hand. Get another counterspell. Cast a Moldrifter. Just, bounce that. Hit the ward. Now let's try to find a flicker. Ponder. Not find it. Take the Mole Drifter. I'll just Mole Drifter into that Ponder pile. And then I'm going to try pondering again. We know all their boomerangs are gone now, and that they are playing boomerang. I'm going to shuffle this one. Another Mole Drifter. Preordain. There's the flicker. Okay. So now we can flicker here. And then all I have to do is snap their 3 Delvers and then Thraben Charm their other creature. Snap this one. Although maybe I should just snap everything and hold open Counterspell, just in case they have Deep Analysis or something to kill me. Snap this one. Sort of a time waste scenario here. And if you really wanted to not waste a bunch of time, maybe I should do this. You really want to snap your Faithfuls to get them off the table. Also allows you to have them in the graveyard for later on. Snap this one. Right now I have 14 minutes on clock. Let's see how long it takes me to snap their Faithfuls and their Terror. Faithfuls back to hand took me a full minute. Oh boy. Problem times. What's this? Okay, the ward. Okay, so the problem is that I did not restart Magic Online between the last game and this game. And that's what's causing me all this lag. So right now it's at 2.2 on my memory. I need to just restart it between matches or between games, and then it'll be all good. We were at parity, but then what happens on Magic Online is there's tons and tons and tons of triggers from these things, and that causes extra time suck. So what we need to do is figure out what cards we want to keep, and then get rid of the rest. This one, this one, this one. Tap land. Lorien Reveal doesn't matter. Land. Forgot there's more on the left there. Okay, Terror. Delver. They're at 13. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's really no reason to just go for it here. Multiple Delvers. One last Terror. Counterspell. Now I'm just going to get my Ephemerates and get back to Ephemerates. Okay, that's done. Play an Island. An F6 and just attack. And then we'll see what happens over on their end. In discard the Modern Age. For the Plains. We'll have 10 power, they'll have 3 blockers. We're going to be at 5, so we only really need to snap a couple of the Delvers. Now, one thing I learned from playing Mystic Sanctuary Familiars is that with 25 minutes on clock, 12 minutes and 30 seconds would be halfway through the match. So as long as you can complete one game in 12 minutes and 30 seconds, and you can complete the other one in 12 minutes and 29 seconds, you will win. Okay, we're going to discard the Chancery. Ooh, they have a Force Spike. Plays a Terror. Force Spike in hand. Plays a Cryptic Serpent. 2, 4, 6. We need to get 3 through, and they have 3 blockers. So let's just get rid of their Insectile Aberration. You generally want to be using the Flicker rather than the Ephemerates, because your Ephemerates have to do extra stuff on upkeep. Okay, take my turn. Just do attack with everything, F6. Opponent is lining up their blocks, blocking a couple of flyers, taking 6 damage. Okay, we'll take game 1. I'll restart Magic Online. Then we have to go to sideboarding. You don't want to sideboard and then restart because it actually clears your sideboarding. So we can see, like, I do this, right? And then I restart, we'll see. Okay, back to the sideboarding. So it's hard to say what we actually can do here. Counterspelling the creatures is going to be pretty difficult. We want to make sure that we are able to protect our own spells, probably. So the option that we have is going like 2 prohibit, then 1 counterspell. We don't really have anything else good to bring in. We're just going to have to get a little bit lucky again. So this hand can maybe find a land into play Modern Age. They're keeping 7. We're just going to keep it. We're walking right into Spell Pierce and stuff, but sometimes they don't just go aggro on your first turn cantrip. First turn Spell Piercing your cantrip. And we find nothing, so we're going to bottom. Uh-oh. So I did this to myself, I guess. Usually you can cantrip into another land off of turn 1, especially with the extra draw. So we had 7, we saw an additional 1, that's 8, then 9, 10, 11, 12 cards just to see 1 more land. Can we get there? Got there. So let's try for the Modern Age. Keep cantripping. They don't counter. So let's discard the Archaeomancer for now. Finding the Thraben Charm. Wow. Pretty good. They cycle Lauren Revealed. So they're going to have 3 islands. Delver does not flip. They play an island. All right, they're going to get in for 1. We go to 18. Draw. So now we have to discard a card. Let's discard, I think probably Modern Age. We could just discard the Snap and then go Faithful into Modern Age. Probably going to have to discard this Flicker. Let's just try discarding the Snap for the moment. Land. Play the Faithful. I'd like to get the Familiar in play, but the problem with that is that I don't currently have a way to protect me casting it. Just not doing anything. Discard this Flicker. In Familiars, you can generally store stuff in the graveyard, which is kind of nice. Now they flip. They have a 4 spike. They have 5 towards... They're casting Deep Analysis. Okay. That's pretty good for me if I can find... I guess discarding the Snap kind of hosed me. Trying to prohibit. Draw. Looking for a land. A Deep Analysis is a good one. Okay. We'll go Sunscape Familiar. Deep Analysis from the graveyard. Found a land. Okay. Okay, this is pretty solid. We have the protection now for just 1 mana with the prohibit. No, they have 4 spike. They have 5 mana. 6, 7 right here would be a terror. We could also blast the terror with the Thraben Charm to kill it and block. Well, if we blast it, if we block here, we won't be able to blast the Thraben. Okay, they're Deep Analysising. 4 spike in hand, right? Yep. Have to worry about that. Can't just prohibit something when they have 1 mana open. I wonder if they're like trying to play around graveyard hate. Boomerang on that. Okay, so I go prohibit. They cast their 4 spike. This goes back to my hand, and then I cast a Muldrifter next turn. Okay, they're just gonna allow that. Okay, we'll trade. 2 in the graveyard, 5. Find a counterspell. I think I'm going to charm them and then pass. Maybe I should have done it on end step if they went for like a Thought Scour or something. Go for Thought Scour, I'll counterspell. I'm kind of just trying to use my mana. Okay, now they have 6 mana available. Play... I guess I'm going to just start slamming some drifters. Full drifter? Question mark? Counterspell. Okay. I will attack for 2. I mean, they haven't been doing anything. It's likely they have the counterspells in hand. Still 4 spike in hand. 7 cards, or 7 mana. You can start putting terrors on the table for 5. And then holding open counterspell. Might be able to start racing them if they only have 1 at a time. Boomerang's my Modern Age. Okay, I'll try casting the Modern Age. They're going to allow it. Discard the Faithful. I'm gonna grab a land here. Island, and then play the Chancery. Pick up an island. I'm trying to get to the point where I can drift or ephemerate. And I didn't pick up the planes because I don't want to discard the planes and then be out of lands if they boomerang this. Plays a Tolarian Terror for 5, or for 4 mana. Holding open counters of some kind. We've used 2 of our counters. Draw. Discard the Chancery. Now I'm in a bad spot. I will attempt to evoke this Muldrifter. I feel like they have the counterspell and I'm going to lose. They don't. Now I might win. Ephemerate. Dispel. Okay. Still has 4 spike in hand. Island. Play the island. Pass the turn. Maybe they didn't counter it because they were going to dispel there. But that I feel like is a mistake. I think letting me have the cards gives me an option to draw into a counterspell. So if they didn't have the counter before, you really have a ninja? Okay, that was a Cryptic Serpent. Okay, they have 11 power on the table. We have a Dinky 2/3 in the air. Let's preordain. At this point, I'm looking for an Archaeomancer. Found it. Let's top the Archaeomancer here. Play the Archaeomancer. The island, we're going to grab the Ephemerate. The island, we're going to Ephemerate the Archaeomancer. We'll grab the Ghostly Flicker. And if we get to untap, I think we're good. 4 spike in hand. Next turn I can ephemerate for a prohibit and then go drift or flicker. Opponent is going to attack for 11. Kabam, we'll go to 5. Using a lot less clock here now that I restarted and it's not lagging all crazy. Have the ephemerate. We have 2 unknowns. What can we do? Kablam. We'll get to ephemerate our Archaeomancer. Get back the ephemerate. Take a draw for turn. Find a prohibit anyway. I think I just ephemerate for my other prohibit. Okay, grab the prohibit. Land. Now I could leave open white mana. I think I need to. Evoke the Smole Drifter. By leaving open white mana, give yourself the option of drawing into a familiar. Okay. Counter your counter. You know that the last card in your hand, we have 1 unknown and a 4 spike. So if they don't have it here, alright, they didn't have it. Now we can flicker. Okay, we get to draw 2 more cards here, getting back to flicker. Prohibit still in hand. There's the familiar I was talking about. So we could flicker here and then play the familiar, but it will just not really work out. I think the best thing to do is to flicker right now. Well, they could have a Spell Pierce, right? Okay, so we have to pass. If they have the Spell Pierce and we flicker, they Spell Pierce, we prohibit, they have 4 spikes, so it's no bueno. And they're going to attack. So the question is what to block with. If we block with the Vector Glider, then we can't ever get it back. But the Mole Drifter represents a lot of cards because we can flicker it for 1 mana. So I'm going to block here with the Vector Glider. One Ephemerate's still in exile. We can easily just snap this thing too. Get it off the table. Ephemerate. Back Ephemerate. Down to snap anyway. Geez, I'm just calling my shots. Let's Ephemerate for the Prohibit again. And then play the Familiar. Play an Island. Well, we don't have to play the Island because we could draw into the Mortuary Mire. Let's attack for 2. They're very dead now. So we got pretty lucky. I think this is generally a bad matchup. Some things worked out for sure. Flickering away. Back to flicker. On another Faithful. I'll snap your 6/5. Goes Thought Scour targeting themselves. Just cantripping. They mill Dispel and Brainstorm. Mental Note to cantrip again. Mills a Terror and a Spell Pierce. Okay. Play another Faithful. We're going to flicker to draw some more cards. You could cast the Lorien Revealed, but it draws fewer cards for more mana than just paying 1 mana to flicker. Technically, we have infinite life here too. We could flicker Archaeomancer and an Island. Okay. Now I can, I guess, just snap the Archaeomancer. Maybe this is a bad idea, but I'm thinking I could replay the Archaeomancer for the Thraben Charm and then get rid of their graveyard. Get back the Thraben Charm. We will just go ahead and exile your graveyard. Guess I'll do it on their upkeep. Pass the turn. Oh, I have 8 cards in hand. That's fine. Discard a familiar. Exile your graveyard. Doink. Now what? Plays another island. They have 9 in play. They're going to attack for 5. No, I'm not going to block. I've as much life as I could want. It's not worth my time. Plays a serpent. Sure. So now I need to get the other Archaeomancer in play and then just kill their creatures with the Thraben Charms. I'm going to flicker. I have double prohibit for whatever interaction they could have. Let's draw some cards. The major issue for me right now is going to be the clock. And I think our opponents recognize that because they're taking large pauses. It's only 7 attacks with my Mole Drifter. It's going to be fine. I can get there. Draw 2 more cards. Drawing another Mole Drifter. Okay. Ephemerate the Archaeomancer. Ephemerate. Ephemerate the Archaeomancer. Thraben Charm. We will kill your 6/5. Attack for 2. So technically it is cheaper to go Drifter, Flicker, Drifter here. So that's what I'm going to do. It draws us a ton more cards though, which, you know, could actually be a problem, net negative. Draw. But now actually we're in a good spot. The evoke trigger is going to resolve. We play the Chancery, pick up the island, or the plains, snap the Faithful, get it off the table. Play another Archaeomancer, get another snap, snap the other Faithful, and then tap 1 mana, flicker, get the Thraben Charm, and back the flicker. And I will go ahead and destroy your Tolarian Terror. I'm a big fan of Thraben Charm. It does so much. That's dead. Okay, pass the turn. What do we want to keep? Prohibit, Ephemerate, Flicker, and get rid of this. Okay. I cast a Lorien Revealed. Just Ephemerate. Try to counterspell it. See what they have. Maybe they play their Force Spike now. Spell Pierce. Okay, sure. Okay. You have it. 4 mana. Not currently cast a terror or anything. We'll cycle, grabbing an island, and now we just have to close. We have 10 cards left in the library, so we're going to Ephemerate for the Ephemerate. Really, I would be looking for the Mortuary Mire now. Preordain, see if we can find it. Okay, so I'll top these. Really matter? Modern Age is going to discard the landscape. Mortuary Mire. Get back Archaeomancer. They could have a Thought Scour. We'll attack for 5. And I'll Ephemerate this Muldrifter to draw into the Archaeomancer. Play the Archaeomancer to get back the counterspell. I'm good now. Discard the Floodplain. Plays a Lorien Revealed. Okay. Fine. We have just under 3 minutes left, but if they play any creatures, we can just flicker and snap them out and then attack. Part of the problem with playing Familiars is that games tend to take a long time because your opponent feels that there is still an out. So here, because I have 6 power, I can still Ephemerate. If I didn't want to, if I wanted to attack with everything, I could just choose to not Ephemerate. We will loot, discarding plains, play the island. Let's see if they can beat my hand. Thought Scour you. Okay. They cannot. We're 2-0. A long time, but let's go to round 2. Okay, round 2 on the play. I think this person plays Land Destruction. We can't keep this anyway. Mulligan. Man, bummer. I'm going to keep this, and I'm going to put back 1 familiar, and hope to draw a land or a cantrip. Plays a forest. Arbor Elf. We can snap that at least. Unfortunately, I feel like I should play the Floodplain. Alright, play that out. The issue that I'm having with this specific position is that I can just blast this, but I need to get that white source online anyway. If this works out for me, I can I'm Malevolent Rumbling. Okay. They choose Chrysalis. So we can go, oh no, they're doing things. Plays a Wild Growth, so I can cast the Chrysalis next turn. Land, play the Familiar, and then I guess I snap this, play the Faithful, next turn cast the Muldrifter. Or I can just snap this and then evoke the Muldrifter right now and try to find some other stuff to do. Probably just start moving along. Let's just evoke this Muldrifter. Even though I need it in play, I need cards. Okay, I found a snap. It's pretty decent, actually, with the Archaeomancer. Although I don't have that much else going on. Okay, Avenging Hunter for the opponent. Very nice. Solid play. It's a mountain. Let's go Faithful. And then I could Ponder or just play the Archaeomancer. Grab the snap. I think this is going to be another one of those times when we're trying to find our life gain and stall. Avenging Hunter is brutal, though. They get to make it gigantic. Okay. Opponent's going to attack in for 7. They also got the Chrysalis. So another option I was thinking about was, can we just play Stonehorn versus this kind of deck? Doesn't really work that well versus a land destruction strategy, but I think versus this monster strategy it might work okay. Play the Eldrazi Repurposer, so that means this is probably the monsters deck. Attack for 7. I mean, I don't really want to snap this thing. I find a counterspell, so now I can snap and play and then counter it. Ponder. Looking for hard draw. Okay. Found a Muldrifter, so I can, let's see, snap this. Drifter, snap Drifter. Hold up the, okay, here we go. So we'll go, get rid of this. Untap. Evoke the Muldrifter. Trying to find into a flicker. If I can actually get a flicker online, then they can't do very much because they can't really beat my blocks. Let's see. now we have Counterspell, or we can just evoke a Muldrifter again. I just have to evoke the Muldrifter. Keep moving. Draw, find Barrens. I'll pass the turn. They've got a ton of power on the table. Hopefully they try to cast the initiative. We're going to go become wrecked. 6, 7, 8, 9 power on the table. Hard cast. Going for the initiative. We have the counterspell. But boom. But I need something good. I can flicker block these because they don't have trample. Gets in for 6. Let's see if they pump it up. We're at 9. Find a Modern Age. Okay, let's see if that helps. Pump up the jams. We're gonna discard this Ash Barrens. Find a Chancery. Draw some cards. Could have also just discarded the Deep Analysis and then drawn off the Deep Analysis. Find a Faithful. So I could go Faithful into Preordain. Then I'll have enough to not die, maybe. So I guess I'll try that. Faithful. Preordain. What do we find? Another Arcane Answers. Very good. Now we need a Flicker. And we find the Flicker. If we find Flicker, they are dead because we have infinite life, I think. Could snap everything or most things. Okay, they draw a card. Big money, no whammies. Plays a Malevolent Rumble, finds an Avenging Hunter. That's not great. So they get to Hunter into Hunter. Or Hunter puts them into the Undercity. And they get to go into the throne, reveal a ton of cards. All these cards. Gets an Altasaur. Well, it just goes into play. So they get a Chrysalis. Okay, they don't get the counters or whatever. They untap their land. They're doing things. They're doing lots of things. Oh, they make their stuff huge. So how much power do they have? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Or it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Actually, we can block and block. Now it's 6, 7, 8. 8 plus 5 is 13. All right. If I block here with the Arcane Answer, then the Flicker doesn't really save me. All right, we'll block. And I'll just block here. Take 7. Let's see what we can manage. Keeping the life in play is probably good. Draw. Discard the Ash Barrens. Because I want the Arcane Answer Snap combo. Find a Familiar and a Modern Age. I think the Modern Age is not great here. Let's go Familiar. Maybe not. So Arcane Answer is 3 mana right now, and Snap is 1 mana. Start with the Deep Analysis. Go to 7. Down the Flicker. Wow. Okay, so Familiar. Flicker here. This is a mini ritual. Then we go Arcane Answer. Grab the Flicker. And then we make infinite life. Okay, I'm alive again. But it's definitely going to be a problem. Because it's going to take a long time to not die. Let's play the Chancery. Pick up the island. And then now we're back in a position where we have to just not time out. I don't even know how much power they have. I can block block both of their Chrysalises. So it seems like just trying to draw cards and draw into the Flicker combo was a good way to actually make this happen. All right, 25 life, is that enough? So in paper, I would say I make infinite life, and they would go concede. They take the initiative. They get to get a basic. But we really have to find a way to close this game. There's a boarding party. A boarding party is going to find them another Avenging Hunter. Sweet. They make their Avenging Hunter bigger. Okay. Now we have to do combat math again. So, let's see what happens. We're going to block the 2 biggest ones. 7, 8, 9, 10, 17. It's fine. Block. Block. We'll just Flicker. We currently need a way to draw cards, but we'll have another Faithful to gain life a little bit faster. Grab the Flicker back. And take a lot of damage. Looks like the last card in their hand is maybe a Chrysalis or something. Okay, so they're now out of cards. We find a Counterspell, which is okay. Let's start with playing the Faithful. Flicker here. Draws a card and discards the island, probably. We'll get the Flicker back. We'll draw. Already play a land? I don't know. Let's discard the island. It did not. Nice. We'll pick up another island. Then I'll just start passing, I guess. But we have to not die to trap. Okay. Although we have the counterspell, so we're already getting trapped. Go to 11. Right now they have 12 damage from the Avenging Hunters with Trample. Plays another boarding party. Finding a Wild Growth. I'll just counterspell the boarding party then. Go to 14. Wild Growth is going to resolve. I can block 3 creatures essentially. So we'll block here, and here, and flicker here, flicker, block this one. This is 7. This is 2 plus, so it's 6, 11, 18. Okay. Flicker here, untap the land. Then I'm going to try to make this quick. Then I'm going to tap these to yield through this turn. Flicker here. This way I don't have to okay the spell. It's just going to resolve. Get back to flicker. It's all about time management. Flicker again. Back to flicker. And on this turn, I actually am going to attack with my Archaeomancer. Okay, draw. Discard a landscape. Play the island. Swing out. They're going to block. Fine. Let's gain some life. I've got my things, I have the F6 on, flickering my islands. It's 12 life. Winning the game is going to be pretty hard. Okay, your turn. I'm at 21. They still have 12 damage of trample. Draw a card. Plays an Annoyed Allosaur. Another Avenging Hunter. Boring. Okay. They're initiativing again. Doing the initiative thing. I really wish I had a Muldrifter in play. They get an Oliphant. Attacks with all the things. We're at 21. Okay. Once again. Block. 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Flicker. I'm just watching my clock whittle away. And next turn we can flicker the Modern Age again to do some more looting. Okay. Start off with the Preordain. Bottom these ones. Okay, we'll flicker. Draw Deep Analysis. Let's discard the Landscape. Play the Familiar. Deep Analysis for 1 mana. On Modern Age, Deep Analysis again. I have a Snap. Let's just snap your Arbor Elf. I have a Lorien Revealed for 3 cards. Okay. Alright. Now I have the ability to snap out their board. So let's just make a bunch of mana and then snap their board on their end step. Attack in for the initiative and start counterspelling them out. And make a bunch of life. I don't even know how much they've got right now. Okay, we'll just pass. I'm at 48. We'll do math later. I guess maybe I snap the Oliphant at the beginning of the attack so that they can't use it for the trampling. Plays a Forest. Plays the Arbor Elf. Snap the Oliphant. Currently at 51. With 13 minutes on clock. Okay. So let's block the 2 biggest creatures first. 7. And this one. Okay. Block. Block. 7, 8, 9, 10. Another 10. It's 20. Plus another 8 is... I think we're good at 54. Get snap. Get a flicker. I didn't even block the repurposer, my bad. Let's see what happens. I'm just going to not do the math. We're at 21. They replay the Oliphant. Okay. Okay, here comes the annoying step. I won't make you watch it. We're currently at 13:30 on clock. Nice thing is that we can yield through the turn because we're floating white mana. Probably do not want to snap the repurposers, to be honest. Snapping the tramplers would have been a better call. Rid of that. See if they're going to let me snap their Eldrazi spawn. Nice. They were F6, so their spawn is gone here. I'm going to hopefully be able to get the initiative. Now all their creatures are gone, hopefully. Yep. And we will get back double counterspell. Okay, targeting 1 counterspell. Turn in the other one. My turn. I have to discard the hand size, which is nice. They have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 mana. We will loot. Discard a Ponder. More Traymar is good. Give me the Mole Drifter. Attack. Oh, I messed that up. Oh, okay. Bummer. Should have played that second because now we have to do the Undercity thing. I have an island. Flicker here. Back to Mole Drifter. Okay. The tensions are high for me. Modern Age. Go to Preordain. Put Mole Drifter on the table. 87 life. That's a turn. Now actually I'm going to throw my Faithfuls in front of their creatures to get rid of these triggers. Maybe even the Familiar. Counterspell. Down. Counterspell again. Opponent declines to attack. Fine. Accidentally turned off my auto yields, which is annoying. Flicker here. But they probably don't know that I have Thraben Charms in my deck. Get back. Snap. Flicker. I'm gonna go ahead and forge onto my Drifter. This is completely insane. Opponent. Card this. Go ahead and play a Modern Age. Should really snap my creatures. Card the Chancery. Play a Modern Age. The true experience of playing Familiars. Just kill this one. Now we're gonna murder your other one. Snap this thing. What doesn't? It's for mana efficiency. 7 minutes on clock. We'll hopefully finish before 5. And Flicker, getting a counter spell. They have one Avenging Hunter maybe left. That's the thing that matters the most here right now. An attack. I'm at 111. They're gonna chump. Cool. Honor your Avenging Hunter. Altasaur enters the battlefield. Healing a boarding party into an Eldrazi Repurposer. We are gonna Flicker, get back the Thraben Charm, blast the Annoyed Altasaur, and then attack for 6. Okay, Thraben Charm, kill that Altasaur good. Okay, block, block, and block. We'll trap you. We're gonna have to do some rummaging here or looting from the Modern Ages. Attack for 6. Cast my Mole Drifter. 6. And we draw what? Lorien Revealed. We're currently at 7. Play You Meet in the Party. In a tavern. I don't even know. They find it at Jenner's End. Just ephemerate and counter it. It's going to gain them some life. Counter spell. Blast it. And I think I can yield through the turn now. We want to do my turn, yield until here. And there's no reason to do anything. They get the initiative, they get to forge. So by yielding until this position, we don't have to do anything, we just right-click attack. What a bummer, that took way too long. Having to make infinite life and stuff. And we're gonna hold the no key so that this ephemerate doesn't resolve. Magic Online. It's not in a good way right now. Attack with everything. There's a possibility of them double blocking, so we have to hold the OK key. Okay, they're not double blocking, it's fine. Maybe they are double blocking. Yeah, they're gonna double block. Hold the OK key to get past that. It'll cost us like a second. So much lag. Okay, let's see what our it's just like the whole thing was lagging out. There's too many triggers. I mean, maybe this is entertaining. Really brutal for me. So the Faithfuls basically killed us. The idea that I have here is I'm gonna go exclude and counterspell and try to just force through. Maybe even Hydroblast is good. And then Prohibit maybe. Alright, well, we get to test the plan. Fortunate that we don't have very much time. If we don't look like things are going well, we have to just immediately bail on the match, or on the game to try to go for the next game. Opponent goes Forest. Although maybe we should just concede and go to the next game. Okay, bottom, top. Because then we're on the play, making it a little bit faster. Get a Highland Forest. Arbor Elf. Play the Chancery. Pick up this. We're going to Preordain. Bottom, we'll top the Exclude. Bottom, the Modern Age. Looks like they have a Chrysalis here. Okay. So now we can go Familiars, snap. Arcane Answer. No, that doesn't work. Go Sunscape Familiar. Snap your Chrysalis. Or snap, yeah, snap the Chrysalis. Arcane Answer back to snap. And now they have 4, 5, 6 mana. There's a boarding party. Finding a breath weapon. Kills their Arbor Elf. Okay. Gets in. Snap this thing. Tap. Land. Cast a Muldrifter. Pass the turn. Now we have double counterspell. We have 5 mana. Plays a Chrysalis. Let's just exclude that guy. No thanks. Get out of here. Plays a Malevolent Rumble, finding double repurposer. Find another exclude. Sweet. Let's ponder. Ephemerate. Okay, I like this. Land. Roll attack for 2. Pass. They have 5, 6, 7 mana. 6 mana. They're gonna play the Chrysalis. Let's exclude it. Donk. This is working. I can't believe it. Okay. 1, 2. They don't have any red mana now. Can't cast an Eldrazi Repurposer. Okay. Fine. Start with a Preordain. Looking for more excludes. Bottom, top another Preordain. Preordain again. Another counterspell. Pop this. Go land. Back with the Muldrifter. And then I think I can take the 3. Let's just see what happens here. We're at 3 minutes. They have 2 cards in hand. Plays a boarding party. Finds a Chrysalis. That's pretty annoying. Let's counterspell the Chrysalis. Snap the other Chrysalis. A repurposer. Ephemerate the Muldrifter. Exclude your boarding party. This is so sick. Okay. Everything is countered. Everything is countered. Counter everything. They have repurposer in hand. They can cast another repurposer. Okay. They have a 3/3. Ephemerate the Muldrifter. Play a familiar. Play a Modern Age. Discard this. I'm going to start with a Ponder. Finding a Flicker. So I'm not going to use the ability. Play the land. Pass the turn. We play another repurposer. We've got an exclude. Take it away. No thanks. Get out of here. They make more mana. As you meet in a tavern, we have a counterspell. No thank you. Just no. That's what I say. Say no. They do not attack. We're going to draw, discard a Chancery. Start with Alluring Revealed. We have a Thraben Charm. Let's attack. It's too bad I can't use that right now. I'm going to try flickering the Muldrifter. Okay. Game Answer. Get back the Ephemerate. Ephemerate for Flicker. Then we'll pass. Now I have to deal him 14 damage in 2 minutes. They play an Annoyed Allosaur. Finding a Generous Ent. I'm going to Flicker here. Grab the Flicker. Go Ephemerate. Grab the Exclude. Exclude the Generous Ent. Bunch of Ephemerates. Ephemerate the Arcane Answer. Ephemerate. 1 minute. Ephemerate. Back Exclude. Blast this thing. Play that. Pick up the Plains. Modern Age. Discard this. Get rid of your Eldrazi. 6. 2. Dang, this is sick. But it's taking a really long time. Repurposer, exclude. Gotta yield though. Wild Growth. Okay, I'm going to Ephemerate. Grab the Counterspell. And then Flicker. And pass the turn. I'm gonna use my Ephemerates to get back my Counterspells. Ephemerate here. Back, exclude. Ephemerate. Back, exclude. 6. Discard a bunch of stuff. Counterspell. And we're going to F6 my turn. You can double block, but I don't think that does enough. The one thing I'm nervous about is a breath weapon, but we have 2 Vector Gliders. 15 seconds left on clock. Heck yes. This is how it's done. F6. Bam, bam, bam. GG. Yes. Okay, I gave them the salty winners GG. Whew. My heart. I'm going to go take a break. We will see you in round 3. We're here in round 3 versus Hive Lord on the draw. Are they playing slivers? Playing a Rustvale Bridge. Play my Contaminated Landscape out. This could be Jeskai Ephemerate. It's a Mardu pile, okay? They wildfire their land. Okay. I think what I want to do is go for the counterspell on the turn 2. They're probably going to try to play a Refurbished Familiar. Grab my island. Now that I have an Ash Barrens, I feel even better about that plan. Is a Synthesizer? Alright, I'll count on a Synthesizer. You got me. Now they can refurb. They don't. Let's go Chancery, pick up the island, and play out our Modern Age, discarding the Ash Barrens. Usually like to make sure that I have a land drop set up for the next turn, and we do now. Double land drop anyway. Exclude is also super good versus this kind of deck. Okay. Red mana for a Krark-Clan Shaman. Looks like they were pretty reliant on that Synthesizer. You can discard an island. Start off with a Ponder. Floating the white if I want to shuffle. An Archaeomancer, Ponder, Preordain. I don't know how I feel about these. I'm going to shuffle it. And then cycle this for the dual land. Since I'm planning on just cantripping anyway. And that gets my tap land out of the way. And I can just play out the dual land here. And the next turn I have like just hardcast Muldrifter. I think I'm going to bottom both of these lands though. Find a snap. Opponent plays Navigator's Compass. They gain 3 life, and that can turn any of their lands into another colored source. They deadly dispute the Navigator's Compass. Finally, they have their Refurbished Familiar. Let's discard the Preordain. Hoping that they don't have some way to pick up the Refurbished Familiar right now. Plays a land. 3 cards in hand. Gets in for 1. I kind of feel like I should just Thraben Charm the Familiar. But maybe just playing out the Muldrifter is fine here. Since I can discard the island to the Familiar. The Rat Fam. I've got pretty decent blocks and neither of them can get wrecked by the Krark-Clan Shaman. Opponent with 4 cards in hand still. They have some sort of removal spell. Hiding Blade for the Muldrifter. I'm keeping the Vector Glider around. I can't get that Vector Glider back and pick up the Tithing Blade. Sure. Annoying. And they hit me with a Bajuka Bog. Ouch. 1 card in hand. Let's play the Faithful. An island. So I can kill any of their creatures with Thraben Charm right now, assuming it resolves. Another Tithing Blade. I'm going to go Thraben Charm, kill your Refurbished Familiar in response. Then I'm just going to snap my creature. Alright. Tithing Blade resolves. 1 card in hand for the opponent. They have no card draw at the moment. But neither do I. So Deep Analysis, Lorien Revealed, Muldrifter, Modern Age also good. And a Muldrifter, so let's go. I can go Drifter, Flicker, Drifter, but they have the Bajuka Bog. So let's just play Faithful and then Muldrifter. This gains me a life, and I also get to draw some cards. Buffer against the Tithing Blade with the Faithful in play, and let's Preordain. Counterspell, Modern Age. Okay, I'll take both. Put the counterspell underneath the Modern Age in case there's a discard spell, maybe. We can Modern Age discarding the planes and hold up counterspell, and they scoop. They scoop the match! We'll see in round 4. Round 4 versus Frail. We're on the play. Any second land, we're good to go. I'm keeping Island Ponder Keep is what Bosch and Roll said, so I'm gonna believe in that strategy. Could go turn 2 Ponder, but I'm not afraid. Ponder. I should have been afraid. Let's shuffle. Okay, we're gonna die. Fair enough. They play an island. Oh, okay, we're passing. I guess we at least get to figure out what they're on. Probably Mono Blue Terror. Really didn't want to have to face that again. Oh my goodness, it's a mirror match. And we missed our first land drop, our second land drop. So, yeah, I'm going to concede so they don't know what I'm doing. We have good cards for this. 4 excludes. Get rid of the Faithfuls. And prohibit. I'm going to take out the Thraben Charm. Let's see. Do I want to have 4 excludes and no counterspells? Exclude is just such a beating. 1 counterspell, 2 counterspells. I can't believe that I threw so badly there. Wow. I mean, they can assume that I'm on Familiars. I played an island, and that's what I always play. This hand is fine because we have land. We have 3 land drops lined up, and we have counterspell coming up. We have prohibit. We can like snap a turn 2 familiar. They play a preordain. We have no cantripping though, so our opponent's doing better on that front. Chancery, pass the turn, pick up the floodplain. Did our opponent make our mistake? And they've ruined their hand as well? They went top bottom, so it seems doubtful. They cycled the Lorien Revealed, getting the tap land. Okay. Plays the tap land. Land. Just get my familiar on the table since I have the opportunity. You know, they could have any number of ways to interact with it. All we have is flickers and counters. Plays an island. Seagate Oracle. Okay, so I'm looking for a Mole Drifter. Find the plains. I'll pass the turn. Cast a preordain. I don't know if I can really afford to counter that. Play an island. They went top bottom on the preordain. We find another land drop, so that's actually pretty good. Pick up our plains. Don't need a Mole Drifter. When it's tapping 2 mana, plays a Chancery. Looks like a snap. They'll just ephemerate in response. Basically turn the ephemerate into a counterspell here. But I'm not using the ephemerate for anything else at the moment. I don't want them to get a ritual either. We definitely want to resolve the ephemerate on the familiar and just keep it in the graveyard for now. Okay, I find an exclude. That's very good. Making land drops. So on their end step, I might be interested in snapping the Oracle to get it off the table, and then I can exclude it later. They're going to attack. Okay, block. If we can get the Oracle in their hand and they have no other play, then they're going to do Raven Charm. Okay, I'm going to snap your Seagate Oracle so that it deals no damage. Okay. My familiar continues to live. They have 8 cards in hand. Plays a land. Passing. Okay. On island. I'm just hanging out. I want to get my value from my exclude. Now we can cast exclude, counterspell, and the prohibit. I exclude the Seagate Oracle here. Draw an island. Not very good. Play a land and pick up a land. Find a contaminated landscape, so I'll play that and fetch out another land. It's getting to the point where they have so much mana that they could cast some really powerful spells. I feel like I should not counter the Seagate Oracle now. If I had another exclude, I would. Okay, find another exclude. Play a land. So far, they've drawn more cards. I'm going to cast a Meeting of Minds. I'll counter. Basically just trying to not let them have any card advantage. Although they've done a good job of it already. No attacks for the opponent. Oh, they are attacking again? Okay, I'm blocking again. We've drawn 0 cantrips, 0 card advantage at all. 4 mana. Okay, I will exclude your Murmuring Mystic. Negate. Counterspell to negate. They cycle on Ash Barrens in response, making me really think they had it. Okay, Mystic is countered. We need to draw something sick. We draw a Archaeomancer. Oh my goodness. Archaeomancer. Get back Prohibit. Now they're dead. Ephemerate. They go for a snap. Let's counter this Prohibit. I'm going to get the Ephemerate. I'm going to Ephemerate. Get back Counterspell. I could have gotten back a snap as well. Let's play the Mortuary Mire, I guess. I have a counter. They have 3 cards in hand. We need to be able to resolve the Ephemerate. I guess there's a couple of ways we could die here. They're going to ephemerate the Seagate Oracle, which I think is fine. I have to let that resolve. I need to just protect my own situation. Keep my Arcanemancer around, then if I get everything and can maintain what I'm doing, I can untap, ephemerate, snap their Seagate Oracle, get rid of the ephemerate forever, and then snap for the exclude, or ephemerate for the exclude. They're going to evoke a Moldrifter. Okay. 5 cards in hand. They go for Flicker. Definitely have to counterspell this. See what their last card is. If it's like a snap, they're going to be dead. They snapped their Moldrifter. Untapping for 3 mana. A surprise. Maybe they can kill my Arcanemancer now. They play a Familiar. 2 cards in hand. Or 3 cards in hand. So it's going to ephemerate. Back the ephemerate. Do it again. Draw. Find a Familiar. It's annoying. I'm in a bad spot. Thought they were dead. I can ephemerate, snap, flicker, exclude. Flicker here. Back flicker. Ephemerate. Back prohibit. Ephemerate. Back counterspell. I think I have to let the ephemerate resolve. Doesn't necessarily represent a counterspell. They have 5 cards in hand. I counterspell on the Moldrifter here. Cast the Murmuring Mystic. Now that I'm not going to counter. Cast the Lorien Revealed. Right. Flicker. Get back to counterspell. Counterspell the Lorien Revealed. Still maintaining the prohibit. They do have a clock now. Ephemerate. Arcanemancer. Just ephemerate it again. Draw for turn. Finding a Modern Age. You have to ephemerate for the flicker. I guess I put the Modern Age down and see what's on the top of my deck that's going to the graveyard. Chancery. Ephemerate. Back the flicker. Ephemerate. Get back the exclude. Flicker again. Return. So we have prohibit and exclude. We can flicker getting counterspell if we need to. We cast a preordain, getting a bird. I'm not too worried about the birds. Maybe I should be. I could counterspell this, taking them down a card. Maybe that's worth it. Just respond to all their stuff. They're going to negate my counterspell. Okay. Getting more birds. They go top, bottom. Plays a brainstorm. Sort of surprised to see brainstorm. Something that people have tried though. It looks like they want to play as a destroy evil. Okay, fine. Another Lorien Revealed. Okay, so that's pretty bad. You have to flicker again. Get the counterspell. Counterspell your thing. Then we have to ephemerate for snap. Get rid of this and exclude it later. They're getting it for 1. They have 6 power in the air. We need to find some other stuff, other ways to draw cards. Get back the ephemerate a couple of times. Draw. Ephemerate for flicker. Ephemerate the snap. Snap the mystic. Pass a turn. A lot of damage. Take it in. Take my turn. We can always snap off the mystic tokens at least. Back the ephemerate. Back again. What do we draw? A prohibit. Annoying. I guess I could ephemerate and snap this familiar. We're gonna just try snapping the birds. Snap. Rid of a bird. Ephemerate again. Then I'm gonna get back the snap again. I'm taking down their clock by a lot. Just in 24 cards, I've drawn exactly 1 way to draw cards with the Modern Age, and then it got immediately killed. Take it in for 4. Okay. I mean, I do have the exclude that drew me a card or whatever. We're at 9. I will ephemerate. My ephemerate's back here. And another one. Get back. Okay, Arcanemancer wins. With Arcanemancer, get the snap. What's this? Get the prohibit back first. And then snap all their birds and their Seagate Oracle, and they'll be locked out of the game. Weird. I guess technically this is a combo time moment because we got the combo going on. It just doesn't feel as good. Now we're going to just ephemerate, back the counterspell, ephemerate, get back the exclude, 6 cards in hand, flicker back the snap, and that is it. Okay. They play a plains, an ephemerate. Okay, ephemerate's just going to easily resolve. Find a ponder. Okay, find a mole drifter. We're going to not use the ability. Now I have drifter, snap drifter. And I had a familiar underneath there. Snap the drifter. Play the familiar. Play the mole drifter. Play an island. Anything else? Another island. Okay, we'll attack for 1. So I guess, get rid of exclude and exclude and a prohibit. I will prohibit your familiar, exclude your Seagate Oracle. I'm just going to ephemerate for an exclude. Kind of nice. Just drawing cards, counter spells, counter, play a Chancery. We have a bunch of lands, and let's just use our mana to get back our counters. Back the prohibit and the exclude, and then I guess also the prohibit. Okay. No need to ephemerate. We're going to ephemerate our Arcane-Mancer on upkeep. Back the ephemerate. We've so far dealt him 1 damage. Attack for 3. Pass another mole drifter. Okay. Pass the turn. Get rid of this one, and one. The island. We have too much stuff we can cast. They play a plains. Right? I'll attack for 6. And then if I find 2 more power on top of this mole drifter, we have lethal next turn. I should probably try to find it. Draw 2. That's to preordain. They have 3 cards in hand. Bottom these. I already play a land. Did not, so let's just cycle for an island. Let's ponder. Shuffle this. Alright, whatever. Land. Play a familiar again. Your turn. We don't have lethal next turn. It was 2 turns. They have 4 cards, we have 4 counters. Pass Arcane-Mancer into an exclude. Honk. I will counter your Mystic with a kicked prohibit for 1 mana. And I'll just flicker some stuff back. Prohibit. And the exclude. And in the team, our opponent's going to go to 1, 2. Play Modern Age. We get to loot. Card a Preordain. I'll just pass and discard the snap. We have something for 4 mana. 3 cards in hand. Got 4 counters. Already had to use the counter spell a couple of times on the Lorien revealed. Meaning of Minds. We'll counter it. Play an island, 1 card left. Get to loot. Another exclude. Send in the team. Okay, looks like we dealt lethal. Our opponent definitely knew we were on familiars, but I don't think anything really needs to change. Maybe the excludes were a little bit too aggressive. Our opponent disconnected, so they might be trying to get some time back. I mean, not time, but fix their processes, just like I was doing before. Definitely want to figure out if exclude is better than counterspell. Counterspell works against their counter magic, and it works against the Lorien revealed. Works against the Meeting of Minds. I just think exclude is too much of a beating. I'm going to keep it in. Maybe I definitely need the 4 snaps too. Our opponent is back and has mulligan to 6. We're going to mulligan as well. Okay. We'll keep this one. I think we put back probably the Lorien. Tough. I guess we put back the Ash Barrens because the Lorien in the graveyard is worth a little bit more than an Ash Barrens. Although the Lorien's no longer in our deck that way. They play a Preordain on turn 1. They've mulliganed to 6. We'll play the Floodplain. So we have the white mana first. Plays the Chancery. Gonna jam my Familiar on turn 2. Worst case scenario is they have Familiar into Snap. They don't have the Snap. An Island cycle. Grab an Island. I will attempt to snap their Familiar. We're expecting a counter. And then we'll snap it again. And pass the turn. We'll exclude their Seagate Oracle. Draw a card. Drawing an Ash Barrens. The Mortuary Mire the Seagate Oracle back so they can go fam Seagate Oracle next turn. Let's preordain. Find Arcane-Mancer. Bottom. Pop the Arcane-Mancer. Play that. Play the Arcane-Mancer. Let's see. I think I want to take the snap. So if they go familiar into Seagate Oracle, I can snap the familiar and ephemerate for the counterspell. They're evoking a Moldrifter and they're going to ephemerate it. Okay. So by snapping the Moldrifter, they're going to lose their ephemerate forever. A Chancery, pick up the Mortuary Mire. Where you find an Archaeomancer, we're going to pick up this, snap the familiar, or Moldrifter, play Archaeomancer, grabbing the exclude, and then just ephemerate, getting the snap, and go ahead and attack. So if they play the familiar, I'll go exclude on the familiar, I think. 4 mana for the opponent. They snap my familiar. Okay, I will snap in response, tap my lands, and then I can cycle, grabbing an island, and then I still can cast the exclude. And they don't get to get a ritual here. Counter. And the Mortuary Mire back the Oracle again. We're going to ephemerate, get back ephemerate, play a land. We have Ghostly Flicker, Sunscape Familiar, back in. We win. Sick. I'll see you in round 5. Okay, last round. We're on the play. I'm keeping Psycho Mode. We have 2 cantrips and an island. I love it. My favorite. Got the familiar, Moldrifter, snap, ephemerate. This is like insane hand if it comes together. If it comes together, it's insane. Here we go. Ponder. Okay, so we ended up finding some of our best cards. I'm just gonna keep it. Answer on top. Put it on island. No. Okay. Let's preordain. Brainstorm. So they're likely terror. So what do I want to do here? I still think I need to just try to get the familiar into the battlefield. But I do like the island. Let's play the Chancery and hope we don't get boomeranged. If anybody is wondering why people are playing boomerang, it's because of Stompy MTG. Armatana. The one who loves boomeranging people. Do it. Well, that's mean. Why? Uncool. We'll get rid of the Thraben Charm because we're pretty far from it. They Thought Scour themselves, milling Deep Analysis, Brainstorm, Thought Scour, so they only need 1 more land to play a terror here. We're gonna get wrecked. They could even just boomerang this land and then I would just be totally dead in the water. Plain island. Cycles of Lorien Revealed. Mental Note, milling Thought Scour, Lorien Revealed. Okay. Deep Analysis. Counter spell, I guess. Seems like they don't have a terror in hand. They're trying to find one. Okay. Let's Chancery. Pick up the island. Play the Modern Age. I feel like we're just going to pitch one of these familiars. They counterspell the Modern Age. As long as there's no more boomerangs and they just get unlucky and don't draw them, then we're good. They've used multiple of their Lorien Revealed, so they... No! Stop! I'm just going to play my Chancery again. Opponent casts a Lorien Revealed, drawing 3 cards. Plays a terror. You did it! Believed. Landscape Familiar. I'm going to preordain looking for our Lifegain effects. Don't need more Moldrifers at this point. Play grab the Faithful. That's the turn. Opponent with the Boomerang. Oh, they play Brainstorm. Land. They only have 1 more Lorien Revealed in their deck. Play a Delver. It's interesting. It's in for 5. So they're light on threats. Let's go land. Play the Faithful. They're going to counterspell the Faithful. So I probably will be able to resolve a counterspell on the snap on the Delver. They make me they play a Spell Pierce. I will pay. Untap. They didn't have a second Spell Pierce. I have a Drifter. I have an Ephemerate. Blammo. Yes, it resolves. We have double Faithful. We're doing things. Take it in for 5. Okay. 4 mana. 5 mana, so another Lorien Revealed here. I don't know what's happening. Everything okay, they cast a Deep Analysis, draw 2 cards. They could Deep Analysis again. They play a Delver. So the important thing is not living in chunks of 5. We're at 10, which is 2 hits from a terror. So if we can get a Faithful and 1 chunk of life gain, it's going to change that a lot. Find a Flicker, Modern Age. Yeah, I'll go Faithful to another Faithful, or I can just hard cast a Mulldrifter. Then I can trade. Playing the Mulldrifter is medium though. I can have 3 mana. I can Faithful and then Modern Age. Gain some life going to 12 life. Okay, let's get that life train rolling. Draw an Archaeomancer. I think I will discard the Deep Analysis here and draw some more cards. This does mess up my life, but that's okay. Find a Snap. Let's bounce the Delver. If they have nothing, then we're feeling like pretty in control. A Mental Note looking for an answer. They didn't find an answer. Oh! A Thought Scour. Thought Scouring me. Milling Chancery and Godfrey's Faithful. I'll play my Archaeomancer. Get back the Ephemerate. We win. Wow. Unbelievable. They went boomerang, 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 boomerang. Still got him. I don't know how we did that, but you know what? Do it again. Okay, so this hand is a little bit better against boomerang. They're keeping 7. It can be problematic if we go Floodplain and they turn to boomerang it, but better than boomeranging Chancery. Play that out. Let's see. Our opponent tapped and untapped their island. Let's see. Boomerang. Oh, they play Brainstorm. Okay. They're passing. Spell Pierce available. Go land. Do I want to play into Spell Pierce? I don't really have a choice. Just play Modern Age. Start doing stuff. They didn't have it. Discard the Chancery. They're cycling their Loin Revealed to clear the Brainstorm. Goes back to 7 cards in hand. There's an island. They're passing the turn. Oh, boomerang. They did it. Okay. We draw. Discard the Ash Barrens. Well, we can discard the Floodplain. Go island. Holding up the Prohibit. We can cycle the Ash Barrens for a Plains, which is an untapped source for white. 3 in the graveyard. They're passing. Aha, we have a flyer. Okay. 2/3 flyer here. Cycle. So they're likely holding interaction, right? Play my Plains. I mean, if I go Faithful and they counterspell it, then I can try for Drifter Ephemerate next turn. Also attempt to counterspell like a Thought Scour. Go boomerang. Guess I'll try to respond. Spell Pierce. Okay. 5 in the graveyard. 4 cards. 1 Serpent. That's it. Okay. Play Island. I'm going to attempt to snap the Cryptic Serpent. That resolved. Go Faithful. They're counterspelling the Faithful. Next turn we have Drifter Ephemerate probably. Draw. Discard probably the Chancery here. Still. I'm nervous. We still have a land drop for next turn. We can discard the Deep Analysis. 3 cards in hand. They play a Serpent. Find an Aquifer or Contaminated Landscape. Another Mulldrifter. Let's play. Discard the Deep Analysis. Go land. Attempt to play a Mulldrifter. They don't have a counterspell. Find a Familiar. Okay. 3 cards for the opponent. They can swing for 6, which is a lot. Not saying it's not. What are they going to do with their 3 cards? Another Terror. Okay, we can triple block the Terror. Play my Landscape. Play a Familiar. It didn't seem like they had anything before. Let's try a Mulldrifter. Okay. Return. No tax. So we triple block the Terror, then they'll just have a 6/5. They'll just have a 6/5 here. It's in. They'll have everything in front. They're going to kill both my Mulldrifters. Terror down. We're at 8 life. They have 3 cards in hand. Okay, I'm going to go land. Tap. Attempt to snap this. See if they respond. Spell. Play Archaeomancer. Get back. Prohibit. I'll Ephemerate the Archaeomancer. Back to snap. So this is bad into a Spell Pierce. just wait until their turn. I'm not going to do anything else on my turn anyway. Go for the snap. They have the Spell Pierce. Okay, that's bad. Let's see. 2 cards in hand now. Brainstorms. Okay. They Artful Dodge. Okay, so that makes it a 6/5. 6 power. So we're at 2. They can't attack with it this next turn because we're going to snap it. Ephemerate the Arcane-Mancer. Get back the Ephemerate. Fight a Modern Age. Ephemerate. This has been really tight. We're getting back the snap. Attempt to bounce it. No response for the opponent. They had something, but they had to undo it. 2, 3, 4. Leaving open the possibility of casting a Godfarrow's Faithful. Play a Muldrifter. Have we played a land? No. Ponder. I find a Chancery, an island. So, in the Familiar, I think I go Chancery, Familiar, Island. No shuffle. Play the land. Cast the Preordain. Get rid of the Chancery. Maybe I do want that now, because that will make my snap better. Still not a land I can draw. Let's bottom this, top the Familiar, then play a Familiar, and I attack you for 2. Opponent gives me the GG. I can't believe it. They Brainstorm. Can they defeat me here at the Brainstorm? They scoop. We win 2-0. We went 5-0. Ah, what a sick, sick league. We only lost 1 game. All right. This is it. This is the this is the list. Hopefully you enjoyed. Oh man, I love to get a 5-0 for Familiars, represent and get it on camera. That's so sweet. Let's see, go back to it. So I think that I really like this main deck. The excludes were just really brutal versus our opponents. Oh, and our one loss was Island Ponder Scoop. All right. Thanks everyone. We'll see you in the next video.